Welcome to a new edition of Bandwidth Blog Live. My name is Edward Love.
I'm Brian Smith.
And today we're discussing Mass Effect Andromeda and what we want to see in the new game. So the first thing is the Mako. We've heard murmurings Mako is back, and I hope it's true. Yes, it wasn't the easiest to maneuver in the first game, but I think space travel isn't complete without a superpowered dune buggy to get the job done.
I think the Mako in Andromeda will give a sense that there's a world to explore instead of a series of linear levels plotted across a fancy-looking map.
What was great about the Mako, I think, Brian, in Mass Effect 1 was its function to remind the player that not only are you an Alliance Marine with an important mission, but you're also in many ways a pioneer that will be exploring new worlds to hunt down threats to the galaxy.
I think the Hammerhead in Mass Effect 2 brought a far more fun control mechanic, but it lost that sense of excitement and adventure. A synthesis of two, for want of a better word, is what I'd love to see in Mass Effect Andromeda. Number 2 is choices that matter. While so far advertising material for Mass Effect Andromeda has largely shown themes of exploration, we want to see more of what made the first 2 Mass Effect games so compelling. Hard decisions that actually have an impact on the game's ending.
Brian, I love this. I think more hard decisions would be great. I mean, one thing Witcher 3 did really well is make your decision making grey. Often you wouldn't know what you had set in motion until hours later, and I'd like to see Andromeda be a bit more subtle in its outcomes. Too often in the previous series you could either make a fair choice or a harsh choice.
I think that the suicide mission focus of Mass Effect 2 was a perfect illustration of how careful planning, or lack thereof, can derail your success in the game. Hopefully as well, the decision to play as either Paragon or Renegade won't be as contrasting as playing as a Saint or a Psychopath.
Number 3, more map minigames. That makes sense. Look, I enjoyed exploring the map in Mass Effect 3 and invading the Reapers, but wow, mining got boring quickly.
Well, there's only so much mining that can be done before probing Uranus loses its charm. I personally love the mechanic of discovering war assets and balancing fuel and resources in Mass Effect 3, but I hope in Andromeda any assets acquired become peripheral from the player's ability to succeed in the game.
4, and this might be controversial, but I want to see a single-player campaign first and foremost.
Personally, I felt little impetus to play through Mass Effect 3's multiplayer, despite how many people ended up enjoying the experience. I felt that while it was nicely integrated into the war premise of the game, success in the single-player game became too tied to success in the multiplayer in the initial release of Mass Effect 3. I'd rather see BioWare put all their energy into a story that's as captivating as Mass Effect can be.
Brian, I agree 100%. I think the single player needs to be the focus here. And number 5 is DLC. Look, I think we're going to disagree on this point, but for me, DLC is too often thrown into the game when it doesn't have anything to really add or value.
I'd really like to see a return to quality DLC with Andromeda, like we got to enjoy with Lair of the Shadow Broker in Mass Effect 2. My only hope is that, should BioWare choose to produce add-ons, they don't harbour fundamental parts of the story such as in Mass Effect 3's From Ashes or Leviathan DLC packs. And I especially hope that we can get a season pass for the DLC rather than forking out $10 each time.
From my point of view, I mean, I don't even like season pass at all. I think it's just another way to make a quick dollar off an unsuspecting fan base. And I'd like to see, all the great content that they're producing afterwards actually be shipped in the main game proper. Don't leave out something just because you want to make an extra buck of it. And for me, DLC really is a bit of a gripe.
Funnily enough, I'm not really too bothered about DLC, but I think the fact of the matter is it should enhance the experience rather than strip out parts that were essential to the gameplay or the narrative in the beginning.
Here's hoping for a great single-player campaign with quality DLC at the very least, Brian. Those were our 5 things that we want to see in Andromeda. If you agree with us or disagree, please let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, Instagram, and Google+. And check us out at bandwidthblog.com for more tech, gadget, and gaming news.